We are less than 1 month away from next month's fall Apple event, where we expect Apple to not only unveil its latest iPhone lineup for 2025, but also some new Apple Watches, as this year we expect some updates to the new Series 11 and a new Apple Watch Ultra 3. So let's just jump right into what we can expect to see starting with the Series 11. Now, it's been a few years since we've had some major health advancements with the Apple Watch, like I'm thinking back to blood oxygen and the ECG days, and it's still unclear if we will get anything major like that in 2025 or if we'll ever get blood oxygen back. But rumors have suggested that the next on the list item would be blood pressure alerts. Now, if we do get blood pressure monitoring for the Apple Watch, it's not going to provide an exact systolic or diastolic measurements like a standard blood pressure cuff would do or a monitoring device, but instead it'll monitor for hypertension, and so it will notify Apple Watch users if a condition is detected over time. Pretty much kind of like the sleep study stuff that we have, sleep apnea takes about 28 days, and your temperature isn't something that you get immediately, it's kind of over the course of a few days. I'm guessing it's going to be like that. Hypertension is a health issue where blood pressure stays high over time. It is a risk factor for heart disease, stroke, and other health problems. An Apple Watch user who is notified about hypertension will be able to provide that information to a medical professional for some additional tests, similar to how existing features for detecting AFib can be used as an early warning system. Now, on the inside, Apple is likely planning to introduce an updated S11 chip that offers a more compact, efficient design. We can see improvements in processor performance to increase overall battery life, along with some additional space for potentially a bigger battery or other internal components. The new Apple Watch models could also adopt new modems from MediaTek with 5G RedCap support. 5G RedCap is a 5G service that's designed for wearables that don't need standard 5G speeds. Right now, the Apple Watch models are currently limited to LTE speeds, but 5G RedCap could be bringing those connectivity improvements. We also got some new display upgrades last year and a slight redesign, so this year will mostly be health or internal upgrades for the Watch 11, so don't expect a ton of visual changes. Now, last year, we actually didn't get a brand new Apple Watch Ultra, just a new darker colorway, which is the one that I'm wearing right here, but that was still an Apple Watch Ultra 2. This year, we could actually see a third generation model, and some of the rumors that we know so far include we might be seeing a slightly larger display than the current 1.92 inches that's found on the 49mm Apple Watch Ultra size, which is the only size for the Apple Watch Ultra. But in an iOS 26 beta, we found an Apple Watch image with a resolution that does not correspond to any current Apple Watch model. The resolution in question was 422 by 514. Now, this current Apple Watch Ultra 2 has a 410 by 502 resolution, so it just makes sense that this could be a new display size for the Watch Ultra 3. Now, we haven't heard any rumors of an increase in casing size, but the Apple Watch Ultra 3 could be the same size as the current version, with just some slimmed down bezels that allow for that slightly larger display area. Last year, the Apple Watch Series 10 gained an LTPO3 OLED always-on Retina display, and the current Ultra is a bit behind here, so we should expect that display from last year on the Series 10 to trickle on down to the new Ultra 3. And this should provide a faster refresh rate in always-on mode and just kind of a better visual from different angles, just a little bit brighter and something that's easier to see when you're looking at it kind of off axis. We could also see satellite connectivity, and again, that new 5G cellular modem that was rumored for the Apple Watch Series 11. We could see all of that in the Ultra 3. Now, Apple's first introduction for satellite connectivity for off-the-grid texting was introduced with the iPhone 14, but it obviously hasn't made its way on down to the watch quite yet. Support for satellite messaging on the Apple Watch Ultra would allow users to send texts when out of range of cellular and Wi-Fi networks, similar to how it works on an iPhone. Initially limited to emergency use, satellite texting expanded in iOS 18 to support messages to any contact. Now, if the Series 11 gets blood pressure monitoring, we should also see that feature trickle on over to the Apple Watch Ultra. And lastly, all compatible Apple Watch models will gain the brand new watchOS 26 features, including the all-new Workout Buddy that's designed to motivate you during your workouts. But Inside of iOS 26 beta code, we found signs that suggest Apple is potentially working on a sleep score feature for the Apple Watch. Little is known about Apple's work on the option right now, but Apple could perhaps provide a sleep-related score that will predict how well you'll be able to function during the day based on the amount of sleep that you got the night before. Getting a sleep score is a fairly popular metric that other health and fitness devices offer, like the Oura Ring that I have here, and it could be something that Apple might provide for users in the future, perhaps inside of the Health app. Of course, I'd love to hear from you in the comments down below. Are you looking to pick up a new Series 11 or Ultra 3 this year? Which Apple Watch do you currently have? Let me know in the comments down below. This has been Dan with MacRumors. Thanks so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you around in the next video.